Middle bracket, my friends. Now we're with Akos versus Powered by GameSpy here. This is the 1300 to 1500 bracket. Exclamation mark rank and the player's nickname in chat, and hopefully that's going to render a their current rank and position. It's been a while since sign up, so even if this is the 1300 to 1500 bracket, the players may have evolved past that. There will always be cases of players improving, obviously. But let's see here. First game, Arabia. The players have banned one map each, and then done a civ draft where they ban one civ first and then pick 5 civs to play. And we have Saracens versus Byzantines here. So, I don't know about the preparation here, but Akos, that has to be a counter pick to Saracens here. I mean, Saracens, they still have a bonus for their archers against buildings. Their camels have been buffed a little bit in the cast age recently, but still viable to go Saracens to wreck walls and enter the enemy base with their archers, even in the feudal age. But with the Byzantines, that's going to be causing trouble for Saracens here, because Byzantines, they have cheaper trash, their skirmishers are very cheap, so that should be easier to hold off Saracens than many other civilizations would in a 1v1 here. I'm not sure what Akos' plan is here, if it's a full-on trash rush or if it's going to be more conventional men-at-arms into archers or some such, but we'll see where this leads as the game moves on. Powered by GameSpy pushing in some deer here, as we've seen, bringing the elephant as well. It's almost as if you'd think he would be thinking about the scouts by the resource investment here. That would be some mind games going for the Saracen scouts. It's only 3 on wood, after all. But the more common go-to would be either straight archers or thrush into archers or men-at-arms into archers for the Saracens, so as to obstruct the opponent's opening a little bit. Could have a little talk about the maps here as well. I actually love the Saracens players map here. If you disregard the fact that it's very open, the gold spots in the back here, 2 back golds, main gold slightly more forward, but that, I mean, if you can survive past the early game here, this would be a beautiful, beautiful TC spot for later to secure 2 golds and a woodline here. It's just begging to be town-centered. And I like the fact that Arabia is becoming more open, so it's tougher to hold. We will hopefully see some feudal age action as a result of this. On Akos' side as well, it's far between the woodlines, no back woodlines for Akos, so. But back gold at the very least could wall off the right hand side here, and then the gold axis in the back would be hard to obstruct completely. Some houses foundations forming part of a wall here. The barracks goes up as well at 90 pop. Could be indicative of men-at-arms play here by Akos. Found the enemy location, sees the gold, sees the woodland, sees the house. House probably indicating that the town center is there, so you don't want to venture too close to there with your scout. He sees 2 back golds, and we'll need to find the main gold as well for further reference, because he will be expecting the archers from the Saracens, of course. 2 on gold here now, and a 22 population up for Powered by GameSpy, suggesting the men-at-arms for openings for both players here. We might have an infantry run in here in not too long, with players with roughly similar uptimes here. No idle TC time to mention here. Powered by GameSpy, however, he's struggling to find his opponent here. That's a classic. I know the feeling. They're spawning surprisingly close here. And this is kind of the last place you're going to look if you've been to the northeast. Finally, okay, he has to be over here. So that's obviously a bit of a setback. Some more walling here for Akos. That's going to force Powered by GameSpy's infantry opening to move all the way around here. Might still be able to hit the gold. And it's 4 militia for Powered by GameSpy. Did he see the barracks? Yeah, he sees it. He might have anticipated it from the Byzantines as well, but now it has it confirmed, and he will be having one more militia to fight here, unless Akos is mirroring that, but I think he's going to settle for 3 here. That's the benefit of pushing in zebras as well, actually. You get a little bit extra food to boost your early game so that you could easily afford another militia for your men-at-arms without it affecting your upgrade timing. You see they're going to be getting men-at-arms at exactly the same time here, but Akos will probably cancel it now because he's losing his militia before they can become men-at-arms. Yep, there you go. No men-at-arms for Akos. Nice cleanup for Powered by GameSpy here. It's a good opening so far against the Byzantines. Ranges for both players, no surprise there. I would be offended if Powered by GameSpy doesn't drop a market as well. Oh, he is Saracens after all. Sees the TC, dodges immediately here and will pass the way around to avoid the walls here and avoid taking TC fire. Scout should be looking out for where to hit. The berries are still exposed, but I guess the wood economy, it makes more sense to hit the wood economy here. You can't really hit the gold other than with maybe a forward tower here. Or the archers, obviously, once they pop out. Good attention by Akos here to quick wall the aggression out though, so certainly on the alert there, knowing that men-at-arms are inside his base. No flinching for the archers still. That means that you could consider using your men-at-arms to focus down archers. Dangerous and close to TC, that's gonna go down. I think, yeah, it goes down to Archer's Fire. One men-at-arm left for Powered by GameSpy. Still causing some idle eco time here on Akos, so definitely value from the men-at-arms forward here. Nice cleanup with the extra men-at-arm for Powered by GameSpy, and should be happy with the development thus far. He's also mixing in some skirmishers because he's up against Byzantines after all. You would expect them to make some of the cheap skirmishers, and your most natural option until you can get some scouts or something out on the field is to add some skirmishers of your own. Nasty hill in between the both players here. 3 archers versus 2 archers and a skirmisher here. That should be Powered by GameSpy's win. Neither of them have any upgrades whatsoever. Oh, but nice usage of the starting scout for Akos as well to most likely focus down one skirm there. He doesn't get it in the end actually, but dodges with scout and wants to keep it alive for scouting purposes obviously. Meanwhile, Powered by GameSpy is walling off here. He's only got the left-hand side left to wall. I'm not sure. I guess the walls are going to go towards the woodline here for efficiency purposes, because the main gold is kind of safe behind everything here. But if you want to go a little bit more greedy, you could wall even further out to secure these 2 golds as well, just in case. Nice army numbers now for Powered by GameSpy. It's 9 military to 6 here, but the skirmisher count, yeah, it's the same as well. It's a bit awkward to micro against this. You need to focus on the skirmishers so you don't lose your own archers. The hill bonus certainly helps, and yeah, they both have fletching, so no difference in upgrades here to mention. Oh, full-on skirmishers from the Byzantines now, as makes sense. Byzantine skirmishers are cheaper. They create a little bit faster than archers as well. I don't remember the creation ratio, but one ranged skirmish defense definitely makes sense for Arcos at this stage in the game. It's saving food and wood for the skirmishers, being Byzantines here, and he's going to force Powered by Gamespy into an alternate game plan soon. The skirmishers come to chase here from behind, so even if the archers break through here, they're gonna get lost in the fight here. I think there are more skirms than there are archers here, so Powered by GameSpy is looking at sub-unit losses here, unfortunately. It's tough, really tough to play archers against Byzantines because of the cheaper units here. Good army division here by Powered by GameSpy, though, to deny some gold off Akos here. Looking at the resource setups, they're both going to be going to the castle age soon, but Akos with a slightly stronger economy here. Still no market from Powered by GameSpy here, so you can't really play into that strength of the Saracens either. 13 military to 10 here, mainly skirmishers for Akos. And not sure what the castle age follow-up will be, if it will be Knight Skirm. Maybe it doesn't quite make sense with Byzantines because they don't have bloodlines. But add some siege, maybe push down buildings. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So a stable was added by Powered by GameSpy here. We'll need more than a few scouts to deal with these massive skirmishers though, but right now skirmishers are the only thing Akos has on the field. They're both on the way up to the castle age. They have similar villager counts as well and roughly similar idle TC time, so no significant difference to be spotted here between players. Aside from the fact that Akos with the trash investment is saving a lot of food and wood, being Byzantines here. And hence, of course, conserving gold more so than is the case for Powered by GameSpy as well. That means that siege weapons, siege defense like mangonels or even scorpions are going to be much more affordable for Akos here, spending less wood on the trash and spending less gold on the units overall. Castle Age is in. And we have the armor for cavalry units here for Akos. Going to go into who knows what. Maybe the Byzantine Knights after all here. One kill for Powered by GameSpy. That's the first villager killed in the game actually. So giving Powered by GameSpy one villager lead here. Camel, okay. I mean, it's another cheap option for the Byzantines, but I don't quite understand the purpose here. If it's just an reaction to the stables addition by Powered by GameSpy. Saracen Knights versus Byzantines Camel, interesting. Saracens at least get bloodlines, but that's probably not going to be an investment here. They're not going to go heavy into cavalry here, I think. Elite Skirm is in as well, that's great. We have roughly the same numbers of Elite Skirms as there are crossbows on the field for the Saracens here, so this is becoming an increasingly difficult game for Powered by GameSpy to play, because it doesn't have a whole lot of options against Byzantines here. He has better camels, the Saracens, of course, much more hit points. Even without bloodlines, the Saracens camels would have 110 hit points against the 100 of the Byzantines here. But I'm not sure how I see Saracens pushing this. Definitely need some siege or something added here to deal with elite skirm masses here. Akos, Powered by GameSpy. I mean, need something to deal with the elite skirm masses and the camels. That kind of closes out the possibility for using knights to snipe the skirms as well. See the hit points here, no bloodlines, no upgrades. as Akos has the +1 defense for the Campbells, so I think Akos still wins here with the against Saracen's Campbell, given that extra armor. Chasing with skirmishes here on the crossbow numbers as well, trying to get some pickoffs. And now with 2 TCs at home against 2 TCs of Poweredbygamespy as well. See how they're always pulling back towards the hill here to make use of the hill advantage that you get. A little bit of extra damage on enemy units, but this is basically crossbows fighting skirmishes in equal numbers here. So not the prettiest fight ever for Poweredbygamespy. Where's the market, man? Forced off the hill again. We see Akos is on stone as well. Probably has plans to drop a castle on this hill. Maybe even a bit on the downside here to protect this gold as well. Or just on the middle of the hill for future pushing. Such animal cruelty, killing off the zebras here. Why are there... Did all the hunts spawn in the same place here? 5 zebras. Alright then, we see the power of Saracen's archers line units here, breaking through palisade a lot more quickly than generic crossbows would. Now they're inside Akos' base, and Akos will need to chase with elite skirms. With the strategically placed TCs here though, I think there's a limit to how much damage Poweredbygamespy will be doing here. He has ballistics, he has Bodkin arrow, he has the appropriate upgrades here, but he is again fighting against he's actually fighting against more skirmishers than there are crossbows here. And that's the power of the Byzantines in this matchup against an archer civilization. There's not much archers play can do against Byzantines. They have all the counters. So while the cavalry of Byzantines is weak since they don't have bloodlines, they still have cheaper camels to counter enemy knights play. Not that that's something you usually see from the Saracens. And we see Poweredbygamespy is very insistent upon the archers play here. Added the 3rd range as well to boost the numbers. But he can't keep fighting crossbows here. Oh, both players with Siege Workshop on the hill at the same spot there. Stupid bug. So the defensive Siege Workshop with the Mangonel is just a few good hits away from diminishing a lot of the skirmisher numbers here. But look at the economy behind this. The eco balance of Akos is off the charts here, all things considered. But that stems back to mainly the trash investment, which is already a lot cheaper for the Byzantines as well. Has been obviously conserving gold this way, and with Byzantines also has a cheaper Imperial Age. So here we go to the Imperial Age with Akos here. Yes, really doing a good job with the counter pick to Saracens here. And if anything, Poweredbygamespy is very persistent with the archer's approach here, and maybe doesn't quite have a solution as to how to push this back. It's simply really tough. Oh, we might see skirmishers taking out the knights. That's not something you see every day. 1 versus 1 Mangonel here, but downhill versus uphill here. That could be... Okay, good dodge, good hit. And yeah, crossbows focused on the Mangonel. That's sort of a 1-for-1 there, that's good. Akos now with the forward castle though, taking a bit of this hill, and as I mentioned earlier, he places it in a way that also secures the secondary gold here. Poweredbygamespy is going to... He's been mining stone as well, so he's going to contest this castle's position with his own castle. Does he actually see the foundation? Yeah, he does. But again, chasing skirms with mainly crossbows here. And the Mangonel getting finally a good hit there, and it's going to be out of castle fire there. That's good. Thumbring now for Akos to benefit any ranged units here. And we have ballistics as well, of course. That affects the castle for accuracy as well. Poweredbygamespy did bail on the castle here, knowing that it wouldn't complete before the Byzantine's castle. The issue now will be that Poweredbygamespy is just about to click the Imperial Age, probably needs the castle up. No, never mind, he has the 2 buildings. There's the Imperial Age. But Akos just reached the Imperial Age and is ready to already push with Strebs to take this defensive castle down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Mangonel goes down for nothing, unfortunately. Trying for some crossbow raids here now, so... And all things considered, Poweredbygamespy has a stronger economy behind this. He's going to Imperial Age with 96 villagers. He definitely has a healthy military count as well. The issue is that Akos is sitting at all of the counters and is making them as well. When a siege addition was on the menu for the Saracens player, Poweredbygamespy, Akos responded with camels to snipe any potential knights that would threaten the siege, and yeah, the full-on elite skirmisher, that's just a no-brainer for Byzantines to go into, and we actually only have 2 ranges for Akos producing them. 3 ranges, sorry. First Treb is out, also protected by skirmishers again. And at least 1 range will be going down for Poweredbygamespy here now. I think the players, if anything, they lack mobility options here, so this is going to be a slow but deadly push from the Byzantines. If Akos goes researches chemistry, if he doesn't already have it, he doesn't, we can see from the graphics, but if he does, he could complement this army with some bombard cannons as well. See, Arbalest even has been added now, and Akos making good use of the conserved gold he's had along the way here. There's the Imperial Age for Poweredbygamespy as well. Has bloodlines for the camels now. But I think the Arblasts will still make quick work of the camels, unfortunately. And with Bracer they could also take out Mangonels, so 55 military to 17 now, even with stronger economy behind this. Most of the map now belongs to Akos with this massive military disposition here. You'd almost think Akos was Saracens at this point, taking out buildings with mainly archers here, but Treb's helping out as well, actually focusing down the siege first. Let's see how the camels fare against this. Thinking ahead here with neutral castles on the sides as well, should the game go to the long game here. But looking at the overall stats here, I think I can't help but feel like Poweredbygamespy is too far behind here. But obviously still has a healthy economy, hasn't been raided at home yet, losing the archers' production capabilities. That's also why he's going into doubling up on a different type of unit here. Camels, however, their pierce armor is limited, and this castle it's easy for Akos to back towards the castle if need be for his units here. How many? 18 arbs. Chemistry now on the way as well. We have heavy camel in, and they have 150 hit points, so not something that should be discouraged here. Let's see how they fare against the Arbalest, and for that matter the skirms here though. Doesn't seem half bad. But that's the point of GG after losing the camels there. Saracens, they only get knights, so you don't get cavalier or any such thing, so you don't have an easy Knight's Line option to deal with this kind of pressure. Heavy Camel seems a good option if you consider the hit points boost that they get as the Saracens, 150. But even with +2 here, wasn't enough to hold it off. Akos takes the first game. So we'll see the timeline under here. Let's have a look at the military score as well. I think that's the army value or something compared to the player. Yeah, I don't I need to read up on these stats, but the army high speaks for itself. They're 80 to 33. Even if the large part of that is trash units, it's still army numbers and something that Akos is certainly benefiting from. The eco score here shows overall stronger economy for Powered by Gamespy. Did have the villager high for most of the game, so solid Saracens economy there, but it isn't easy for Saracens to push against Byzantine. Neither civilization has any Dark Age eco bonus or any eco advantages, but Byzantines have a smoother transition to imp and much cheaper trash, makes it both easier to fend off the Saracens archers play, which is their usual go-to, and to then outmatch them with an earlier Imperial Age. So well fought by Powered by Gamespy. Sorry that your plan didn't work out. 1007 Fuel 22. Something very similar uptimes here, say for Imperial Age, which is cheaper for the Byzantines. And then finally, the statistics here. So let's go to Powered by Gamespy's home map and see what that brings us. We're going to a Red Bull Waterloo 3 map, but not played on Empire Wars, played on random map settings, and it's going to be low land for this one. Alright, here we go for Lowland. It is powered by GameSpy's home map and he's going with Vikings for this one. So he'll want to play... Oh, beautiful, yes, Backberries, that's always good if you are subject to any Dark Age or Feudal Age or Late Vision. Vikings will want to go Men-at-Arms into Archers because Vikings benefit from... they're classified as an infantry civilization, infantry and naval civilization. So they will definitely benefit from the playing into the infantry strength. Reaching the Feudal Age, Vikings will get 10% more hit points on the infantry units, so their men-at-arms openings is one of the strongest in the game. Once you reach Feudal Age, your men-at-arms will have, what is it, 44 or 50 hit points or something. 50 hit points, I think, as opposed to the generic 45. We'll see if they go for that tier. So Lowland, reminiscent of Acropolis in a way that both players are kind of on elevation here. And you can definitely wall off between the woodlands, but it comes at a cost as your golds will run out rather quickly. You need to expand into the middle in the early castle age, otherwise you won't have consistent gold access as the game moves on. We have a total of 1600 gold in each of these tiles, 3200 golds, hardly enough to sustain you through the late castle age and imperial ages, so eventually you have to expand into the middle for some consistent resource income. Akos here with the side gold over here is walling the left hand side, but will only have 2 tiles gold inside of his base. So same thing applies here, whereas Powered by Gamespy could actually potentially secure both golds inside of his walls, depending on the way the game plays out here. Oh, we have a lane. I missed that. But we at least see the boar being brought in here. Nice play by Akos there. Brings the boar all the way home. It costs some scout HP, of course, but no idle TC time behind this whatsoever. And some extra delicious boar meat. And the timing even. The stolen boar comes in at the same time as... okay, I just can't select that boar, but looked like that was close to being depleted. Let's have a look at Akos' scouting, see if he realized this happened. I think he's going to try for the counter lane now, maybe, if possible. The boar of Powered by Gamespy is forward as well, but yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Will we have a counter lane? Oh, unfortunate there. Just missed the board by one puny little tile there. Oh, no. He sees it now. He's got a counter lane. No. Come on. Come on. Do it. I mean, it's going to. Akos is going to win the Scouts War no matter what here because Powered by Gamespy is already low on HP here. They don't engage. Akos should see the hit points as well, knowing that the Scout has been hit. Yeah, doesn't want to take any chances here. Keep in mind that Akos is Berbers as well, so he is probably going to want to go for a Scout's opening here. And he doesn't want to risk losing too much HP on the Scout for the Scout's play and opening to be successful. And this maneuver right here is causing some idle eco time on Powered by Gamespy here. It's going to bring in that boar, of course. That delicious 340 food successful here. But the idle eco time matters as well in terms of resource income and progression. Looking at the walls of our cost here, we might even see a pretty darn cheeky straight fast castle Berbers play here. This didn't take up. He is one board down as well. The farms could be to compensate for that. But depending on how this plays out, I mean, I guess the scouts opening is not as easy an option for Akos here now, having lost one boar. He's been pushing the deer, as we can see. There's 2 deer. That's probably why the boar was being taken, not was being taken as early as well. Ah, hello Dan. Yeah, Akos is going to play it safe here now. Full walls. Extend the economy, not rush that feudalage. See, he's at 23 pop now, no sign of clicking up. It could potentially be food shortage as well. But he's really queuing guilders here. I think he's aiming for the straight fast castle with Berbers here to benefit fully from the Berbers' cheaper cavalry and take the upper hand against any Vikings feudalage investment here. Which ELO bracket are these guys in? They are in the 1300 to 1500 bracket. The middle one. And yeah, you're right. It's the middle ELO bracket. And pretty impressive that Powered by Gamespy kept the idle PC at only 2 seconds while laming, but now it's kind of lost it. I wouldn't say that, of course, but he's going to the feudalage at 22 pop here, and no men at arms. Stable. Oh, talk about going blind here. Forgot the middle when I wanted to click up. Ah, I see. Well, there's an opening. Just passing. A pity you reveal that hole before sending forward. Whatever, but stable. Viking scouts. Well, I mean, Vikings have good economy to support scouts. Don't get me wrong there, but they're not. They're going to provide some map control across the field here, but I hope Powered by Gamespy does not overinvest scouts and towers. Tower. What am I witnessing here? Scouts and tower. Alright. The tower is obviously to... I don't think Powered by Gamespy is going to go for more than this one tower here. It's just to facilitate an entry for the scouts to try and break in and deal some damage before it is too late, so to speak, here on this side. Akos, with the barracks up now, will be pumping out some spearmen to defend. And it's also dropping the stable to prepare for the Castle H cavalry play, I think. You could also make scouts for defense, of course, if he wants to go for the extended feudalage here. So the tower is up. That's going to make it a lot more awkward for Akos to wall behind this. However, that's also 3 builders moving forward for Powered by Gamespy that aren't necessarily providing any resources to the greater good here. Powered by Gamespy down 2 builders as well, as they're both in the feudal age. But now let's see if that can change with 3 Viking scouts entering the enemy side here. Good preemptive walls from Akos here to force the scouts to run into DC fire, and there is another tower. Okay. It is one of the best ways to punish walling like Akos is doing here, but we'll see how Akos holds this off. He's on the way to the castle age here, so this is going to mean Berber's knights on the menu that will more easily fight up the towers. Open for the option of siege as well, if you want to ram down the towers instead. But if the farming eco gets obstructed, and the scouts of the Vikings disallow you from going for the middle, you're at some point going to struggle for gold here. So I don't hate the way Powered by Gamespy is playing this. It's not something you expect from the Vikings necessarily. You would possibly expect men at arms and towers, and not scouts and towers. 2 stables for Akos, 1 minute to go for the cast age. And we're not going to see the cast age anytime soon for Powered by Gamespy, who is kind of walling off here with building foundations and preparing for any counterattack that might come his way. Alright, Spearman focus down, no more spears for Akos here, but he will have knights or camels any moment. And some nice quick walls on the woodlands here as well, keeping the most of the aggression out here. Scouts are being annoying though, causing a lot of idle eco time here on Akos, so but that's not going to change that both stables are producing here. And another tower going up to limit the last bit of army eco that's actually at work here. If anything is saving Akos here, it's the fact that his knights are 15% cheaper as Berbers. I'll be moving out now for some counterattack. Even a forward siege workshop, how the heck do we even afford this? Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta get the door. That was a bit inconvenient. Be right back. Sorry. Yeah, alright, we're back. I was worried I'd have to beg it on you guys there, but there we go. Hello, Crazy Joe, by the way. Cigarette break for you. Nice. We have one legend in the Norwegian community. Kong Forever is like 1800 one on Elo. And there's a running gag that if he's away from the game and doesn't respond, he's usually having a smoke. So that's what we usually say. Back to the game though, we have still... Oh, the last tower went up here, so very bad food economy for Akos, but he has the market and can adjust in that way. But the counter attack is going to be what might kill Powered by Gamespy here. forward, Siege Workshop goes up. There is enough wood and gold for at least one mangonel here to push. And the Vikings just drop the market, going to click the cast edge. But what if he loses his TC before the cast edge can be reached here? That's gonna be a pickle. I hope you'll tell me if I'm still muted, by the way. 6 Knights going to get another kill here. Eco KD now still. It's positive for Powered by GameSpy here. But he's obviously far behind in the technology progress here. Now with one Mangonel pushing here. Knights and Siege. You don't easily stop that in the feudal age, unfortunately. So good efforts for Powered by GameSpy. I like the unpredictable scouts and towers play by the Vikings here. And it is the best call as well when you know that your opponent is trying to turtle it to the cast stage. And had it been any other civilization than the Berbers here, I think it might have worked out. But the Berbers with the cheaper cavalry, I think that's what saved Akos here. Obviously, well played, well defended, and all that. Good adaptation after losing the one of the boars, but still, it helps a lot to have 15% cheaper cavalry if you need to do a counter attack like this. I have no idea how he's able to afford Siege Workshop and Mangonel, but well played indeed. Let's look at the stats again here. Nine six army high. Can't help but feel like I should have towered the gold. Yes. Did you know about the gold though? Like, yeah, right. You had it scouted. So that might have been your breakthrough point. That's true. Break-in point. But you couldn't know about Akos's setup behind this, that he was actually that efficient in the approach to the fast castle, even after losing a boar. So that's some good eco management for our red player here. Resource collection, it is actually higher for the Vikings here, except for the gold, because Vikings, they have wheelbarrow instantly and ridiculous economy bonus overall, I'd say. Technology, only player to the cast stage is Akos with the Berbers 17-13 after being lane one boar. Pretty impressive, I have to say. And being towered and all that. But GG.